Hi, I'm Michael Allison. I'm the Commercial Director at Roma Finance. I'm delighted today to be joined by Sam Hyde, who's one of our Roma elite borrowers, and he's going to be talking to us about his time before property and what he's looking to do to continue to work with Roma to grow his career in property. So, hi Sam, how are you?
Yes, very well. Well, I nearly started shadowboxing then. Thought I was being introduced to the ring then. So, not been introduced for a while.
Maybe that's what I should have done. Maybe I could have done the let's get ready to rumble bit.
Yeah, you'd be good, Bruce Michael Buffer.
Is that, yeah, maybe that's what I could do. He earns enough money from it. No, so yeah, obviously, I think you mentioned shadow boxing there. So your career you didn't leave school and automatically go into property. What was that career step for?
No, definitely not. Well, kind of. I started as an apprentice joiner. Worked my way up to become a joiner, and I realised you can't work part time in construction. End of. So my big vision was to be a professional boxer. I won national titles. I kind of won quite a lot as an amateur, and I decided that was the next way I was going to build my career. And as I started realising there's no part time, I worked at a call centre. So not a lot of people know I kind of took a break out of construction and boxing. I was still boxing, but I started working at a call centre, and I was working from 9 till 1, training in the morning, then getting two buses because I didn't drive, to training again. And that went on for a couple of years while I was becoming a professional boxer. And then I turned professional at about 19, 20, and my first fight. And then from 21, I was at the arena. So I kind of was at a little small hall. And then when I was just before I turned 21, I was at Manchester Arena. And then it kind of like, that was it. I was a professional boxer.
What size crowd was that at the arena?
I was on early, but for this one, but there'd have been thousands there.
And who was the headline at that day?
It was Anthony Crolla, so he's a big Manchester boxer, and I was kind of, you always need somebody big in the area for you to grow, kind of thing. And Crolla was that person for me to be behind.
So what happened then? Obviously, at some point you finished. You've made your way up. You've started in the arena. What happened?
So. Simultaneously, I started investing in property as well. Set up a few businesses, and I come from a very down-to-earth family who always wanted me to have a backup plan. Always wanted me to protect myself at all times, another boxing slur, but I was always keeping my options open. Even though I fully believed in myself and I knew that boxing was going to be what I was going to do, I wanted to invest. I wanted to be involved with other stuff, and I'm so glad I did, because skip 4, 5, 6, maybe 6 years later, lockdown, and before that, all I was a boxer. Everything in the background, no one really knew about. Property, business, boxing was who I was, that was my identity, that was everything. And lockdown gave me 12 months to actually just become who I really am and what I really wanted to do. So I actually walked away from boxing. I was number 5, so it was very much on the way up. And a lot of people still to this day don't know why I stopped. And I had a year to really question like what I want to do, what my strengths are, and what I want to be later down the line. And to be honest, because of like companies like yourself, especially, has helped me see that, and see that there's other ways I can be successful.
So then you moved into the property world from that point. You already bought 1 or 2 properties, had you? So that was the ultimate goal, the property portfolio, was it?
Yeah, so I was doing everything on the side. So I've always said I'm the king of side hustles. Everything's on the side, and then they actually ended up being businesses because I work hard. So even though they're on the side, I'd work very, very hard. I'd train for boxing. Then in between my next training session, I'd be working. Then I'd train. Then I'd same again, all day, all night. Like literally, I used to do like 5 a.m. till like 9, 10 at night for years, for years. And everyone says, "Oh, how have you got like?" Everyone basically thinks it's a bit of a might thing. Sometimes it's not as true what I say on Instagram. But now they've seen the portfolio, they've seen stuff that I've done, because I kind of was just worked hard. They can't imagine how I've done that, basically, you know what I mean? Because they just see me as a boxer. So I went through, as you know, a bit of a social media kind of letting transition. So I had to become somebody else. My identity. Until you've been a boxer, you won't realise. Every conversation is, when's your next fight? Who are you fighting next? I watched this fight and you did this. Or how's your eye? How's your knee? How's this injury that you picked up? I was there then. And all they talk about is that's everything. And then to transition to then, you kind of like don't really know what to say. Like I don't have a next fight. it's kind of like that's it. So it took a while, kind of thing. So that's where the social media came from and the property side. But before that, I was doing it still. So to your question, in lockdown, I was still doing business, still doing property, but I decided to just put all my eggs in one basket and go for it. And in that 12 months, what I achieved and what, especially in lockdown and stuff, I'm a big believer of everything happens for a reason, and the doors opened for me, and that put me on the path that I'm on to now.
And then I think what we're seeing more and more, obviously I'm probably the wrong side of mid-40s these days, so social media doesn't come easy to somebody like myself, but we're seeing more and more people fusing social media and business together. And that's something that you do yourself. Obviously I see you on Instagram. I think that's about it. If you're on TikTok, I've not seen you. So
yeah, a bit quiet on there.
So how have you found that transition into that social media? Has that been a...
So once you let go of my ego, so it's very much I am a boxer, that even everyone thinks I am, but I think I am. And once I let go of that and realised, well, this is what I want to do. I am good. I have done this. I just need to let people know. And that was my strategy in a way. Just be honest. So everything I put out on social media is honest, and that's where it kind of like grew. So I actually now have some people come up to me saying about property. So it's weird, and sometimes I think I say, wow, that's how we've really seen the progression, because now people come up to me and say, I've seen you on Instagram, and I'm thinking they're going to mention boxing. They don't even know I was a boxer. Right. A lot of people don't even know anything about boxing. So that's kind of a good indicator of where it's gone.
So then obviously it opens your eyes into the world of finance, and probably the product that you're utilising, the moment, bridging finance, is not something that is widely known. And I think what sometimes it perhaps has a bit of bad press compared to the benefits that it really does have for the right people at the right time. How have you found using bridging finance yourself?
Well, like I said, how I had to transition, I've got to try and educate people to not think about bridging loan to be this dark lender, like the dark world. A lot of people think bridging loans this, unregulated, nonsense. It's a leveraging tool, and when I was really getting involved in bridging loans, I realised it was like a light bulb moment that this is how you leverage. You cannot do this by just money in business, investing. There's a lot quicker ways and a lot better ways, and that's how we came about to meet. And
I think for me, bridging is all about timing and increasing value.
Yeah.
If you're taking an asset to increase value, immediately you're going to get a capital gain yourself, but then time is either your best friend or your worst enemy on a bridging loan.
Yeah, of course.
So you've always got to be, we're a firm believer that you should be working on the exit the day that you draw down the funds.
Yeah,
and have the eye, and that's probably that discipline
even
that you've
before,
got. Even before, that's probably that discipline that you've got though, from training and working hard to understand the exit is the key.
Of course, yeah.
If you go outside of that, then obviously it erodes your profit.
Of course, yeah. And I think, like you say, when you're thinking about drawing down, I think of the exit when I'm buying. So I already know the exit, and I'm kind of like plan A, plan B, plan C. I always do that, and then things change, market changes, and that's what I'm understanding as well, to be a bit more relaxed about it as well. And to help be relaxed, you need a good lender behind you. You need a good team. You need a whole structure around you to make good decisions. And I see a lot of people I talk to, and a lot of people I help, and they kind of put off by one little thing. And I think if you put off in life, and in life in general, by one little problem, you're never going to find a solution.
Yeah. So we've been working together for a while now. What is it that you're looking for in a lending partner?
Well, like I mentioned there, team. I speak with obviously guys at Roma, girls at Roma, probably daily, if not daily, every other day, and that's my career. That's what I'm doing day in, day out. So I need to work with people like-minded who share the same vision. And what I found in the past with other lenders, people who work at the business don't share the same vision and the same ethos. So if you're talking with them, the director might understand, and the director did understand, but people within the business didn't share the same ethos, same vision of where I'm going. But the best thing with Roma is I feel like everyone shares the same vision, and I know you use love to lend, and there's a lot of, and I think things like that really, the guys who work for Roma are like a credit to Roma, because they all mean it. They all share the same vision, because I'm not speaking with Scott daily. I'm not speaking with you daily. I'm speaking to the team. They need to share it, and that is the sweet spot, and that is the best thing about Roma, because they're really behind where I'm going, because I'm dealing with them daily, and that really is the key, really. So anyone looking at finding a lender, of course, like I recommend Roma, but you need to find someone you can work with, and if the people you're speaking with daily aren't in that boat, it's going to be a struggle.
Yeah, I suppose anybody at the top or at the front of house can say what we're going to do as a lender.
Of course.
It's down to the people who press the buttons, have the conversations, and grease the wheels, isn't it?
It is.
And I think what we always make sure is that everybody understands what we're there to do, and that's to be a business partner of our borrower, and to help them grow their business and create wealth for themselves and their family, which in turn creates wealth for us and our families at Roma.
And as an entrepreneur, I've actually picked up stuff that kind of Roma does for your employees, and I'm learning about why that's so important for growth of the business, growth of everyone, and I see that, and I do see that, and it's a pleasure to be involved with.
Well, listen, it's a pleasure to be working with you as well. So that's a really good story of where you've come from. So what's next for you, Sam?
Well, so I've always been the king of side hustles, as I've said. So this year was all about becoming, like, working smart, not working hard. I can't do the days that I used to do, and it's a bit easier now. I'm not boxing. That's why everything feels easy to me. But it's almost a blessing and a curse that I can work so hard, because I'm willing to work harder than anyone from boxing. But sometimes, because I'm willing to work hard, I might not work smart. So it's all about me getting smart with everything, getting smart with what I do for the business, roles, and one of them will be concentrating on property full time. Everything's been on the side, so it's mad to think that I've achieved what I've achieved part time. From the beginning of the year, we had a conversation back end of last year, and I said, next year I'm becoming this is going to be a business. It's being run as a business. I'm going to build an infrastructure for the business as a developer, and that's what I'm doing. And I've got 2 new builds on the way, and another little project coming up for the development side, and it started well.
Oh, good. Well, listen, we're here to continue to support you and work with you. It's a pleasure for us to see that number one, you're enjoying the process, but number two, that you see us as being your partner for continued growth.
So for sure, yeah, definitely.
Well, thanks very much for your time today, Sam.
No, thank you for having me.
And thank you, everyone. Thank you.